Travis Wingate. So we had hail again today. Filmed it. Probably won't show it to you. Wasn't that significant this time around. But 2 days of hail. I wanted to do this one on if Nelson has damaged the church anymore by opening his mouth. They have it says it's a joint commentary, so it's not actually Nelson speaking, so I'm not going to click on it. I'm at the church's site. It's Locking Arms for Racial Harmony in America, and they're taking old photo stock from when Nelson went and spoke at the NAACP 50 years, 150 years, something like that, most likely 50, celebration. And in that speech he talked about how the Mormon Church is the greatest for blacks. Never spoke out against the racism that was going on during that time of the anniversary. Didn't do any condemnation. He just said the Mormon Jesus is great. Church is great. We support blacks coming into our church, giving us money. And speaking of money, now remember, Mormons, 100 billion just from tithing that they've funneled into an investment company, Ensign Peak Associates, specifically in this case. And it's supposed to be used for a rainy day. That's what the presiding bishopric said it's to be used for. Nelson came out with the first presidency statement saying that, oh, we're going to give it to Jesus Christ when he comes from outer space at the second coming. That's what he was talking about. And then, I mean, the parable of the talents. What did you think that was? The Lord gives these guys money. 2 of them invest it. The Lord comes a second time. They give them the money. And although in that story of the talents, the Lord gives the money back to the guys to continue to reinvest. Huh. So what did the Lord need the money for? I mean, there's a whole bunch missing from that parable that would correspond with traditional practice, such as tribute. Hi, Zeus. And it's Zeus. Zeus has come back for the second coming. But yeah, I mean, that's what they're referring to. And then they're just going to assume that Jesus will just say, hey, here you go, keep on investing. You've done good and faithful, my servants. And then the church gets to keep their trillions of dollars. And then you look over in the lower right picture and you see a destitute town with just beat up, run down cardboard shelters. And they were originally white, but they're well worn. And on the walls. And then you see I'm guessing a family. And of course the church wants to make it a black family. And so they're living in squalor. But yet they've got nice slacks, belts. One guy has a tie. They got nice fancy shoes. The mother, she's got herself a beautiful, nice dress, a nice blue handbag for her scriptures. And of course the guy's shirt's fresh white, as contrasted with the white walls and squalor around them. And then the roads, dirt roads that have been walked and well, you don't see much of cars. Yeah, but dirt roads that have been walked on to the point of being smoothed out. But yeah, it's a sickening sight when you understand that the church has well over $1 trillion. If they just have $100 billion from tithing alone, they've got all those other businesses that they make money off of, and then they pull some of that out for the investment. That's what they do. That's what they said they do. And then you look at, I mean, those Mormons, if they weren't given those clothes temporarily for the photo shoot, which don't put it past the church to have done that, they would have, you know, they would have had to have paid for those clothes themselves. And under those conditions, with those kinds of living conditions, I mean, that could easily be a year's wages. And so that's why I'm suspicious that those clothes were most likely given to them for the photo op. I mean, because slacks and white shirts that fit, and a nice dress, you know, that's not like regular clothes. You can't get those cheap. Those are expensive. Nice clothes cost more money. That's how it is. But there they have the little quote, "I will not reject my faith." In the time of coronavirus, where a whole ton of people have lost their jobs and are only getting $600 a month, which, if those of you who do receive a paycheck and are able to afford a house, able to afford a car with the insurance that comes with it, able to fill it up with gas on a regular basis, you're able to pay for all of the utilities and other features that come with having a house, a lawnmower, and all that stuff. If you've now gone to that to $600, are you able to live the lifestyle you used to live? You still have the equipment. They haven't broken down yet, have they? Because once they break down and you're still on $600 a month, now you're going to have to make some financial spending decisions. Do you buy a new one, which may be the cost of the $600, or do you buy food? I've known about this for a long time, and so it disturbed me hearing people tell the homeless that they just needed to get a job. So, I mean, but faith. Mormons interpret faith differently than Christians interpret faith. For Christians, it's a noun, in the sense of it's the congregation is a faith. Whereas for Mormons, faith is a feeling. And that's different for Christians. And so when this quote here says, "I will not reject my faith," if Mormons have been converted from Christianity, they're thinking, "Oh, I will not reject the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, my faith." Whereas for Mormons, they read, ponder, pray, get revelation as to the answer, so that they don't have to work to obtain the answer through actual study and research. They can just have faith that the answer is correct. So it's a bit different in the Mormon Church. And so it's this right here, this quote, clearly is the Christian definition. Because if Mormons, well, it applies to both too, actually. Because Mormons, whatever they feel, that's therefore the truth. It came from God. It's the Spirit. It's revelation. They don't have to search for an answer now. They don't have to plant that seed of faith that they have faith in. They don't have to produce the results. They don't have to prove anything. They don't have to use science. They've read, pondered, and prayed, and that's it. That's all the work we need to do. God. And so, yeah, I will not reject my truth, is what it means for Mormons. Because they've turned faith into truth. They've turned it into knowledge. And the primary song illustrates that. Faith is knowing the sun will shine. You don't know the sun will shine. You either have faith or you see the sun shining. If you don't see the sun shining, you don't know it's shining. You can only have faith. When you see the sun shining, you now know. In the principle of faith, you can't really have faith in the sun shining. It's either going to rise or it's not. And we can see from a patternistic stance that science, astronomers, are able to pinpoint the exact time. That's taking it to the next level, rather than the generalized concept of, oh, I hope the sun comes up in the morning. Oh, I don't know, I'm scared, Mommy. You know, if we get sped up going around the sun to where we hit escape velocity, we're going to fly away from the sun. And because of the distance away to the next closest sun, there may not be a sunrise at one particular point of distance away from the sun. It'll continue to get smaller and smaller. And if we rotate on the axis away from looking at the sun, we'll never see the sun again. We'll just see stars. But the whole concept of faith is just destroyed in the Mormon Church because of the misinterpretation of Moroni chapter 10, verse 3 through 5. They take out the word manifest. You know, that's, hello, what is manifest? And by the power of is also taken out. Alrighty, I don't want to make this too long, but you can't just have token pictures of black people and claim that you're not racist. This is pathetic. And yet, please, use updated photos of different black people, not the same black people each and every single time. And this could be a stock photo of decades ago, who knows?